Hello, people. Welcome to a Better World Network. Today we have Deepak from Perth. Can you tell us about your journey from the past 21 years where you were a mental health patient?
Thank you, Sam, to receive me today.
You're welcome.
And well, I was diagnosed like 21 years back, and I was still in high school time back in Mauritius. And I remember it was a maths class, and I was sent. I was because I was dancing in my class, and I was sent to the deputy headmaster's office. And to my great surprise, I was welcome. Well, should I say welcome, but it was like my mum and my grandfather were in the office.
Right,
And
what was that for? Were you in trouble or?
I think the dancing in the class was appeared bad,
Oh,
as it's a bit
right.
abnormal thing.
Oh, okay.
And mum, she was driving that time, and she brought me to the doctor's place. And arriving at the doctor's, we didn't have a doctor yet, but we went to different doctors, like the family doctor. He couldn't do anything. Then my grandfather, who had a friend who was a psychiatrist at the time, and he's retired, and he recommended one of the doctors, one of his friends.
Why? Because of your dancing?
Uh, well, it was like they didn't know what is going to happen. And well, after 4 days, I went to a new doctor's place, and that doctor, he was a bit very nice house and very, tropical house in Mauritius, but his look was very stern, and he completely like prescribed me like about 20 medications I had to
really?
take. And Sam, from that point, I went through a very much a hard time because I put on weight, psychological effects, everything.
Was this for things like depression, or was
Yeah.
it to do with your? Did you have too much energy in the dancing? What?
I think it was more like what the doctor wanted to do is more like a trial and error medication, which medication is going to adapt to my system.
What
And
were they? What were they worried about? What were your parents worried about?
we thought it was just like more like something which is abnormal, that you're dancing in class, we didn't know anything about it. And when a country from Mauritius, we don't know about these things. And I mean, I was very lucky also at that time. I had my grandparents, they were still alive. And that was a very much sad part of my life. And it went on because the same medication when I came afterwards, I was just like banned from school, from going back to school.
Banned because of the medication or
Yeah.
because of dancing?
Like because I had a stamp of depression.
Oh, right. Yep.
So the stamp of depression, I was completely rejected in the society. I was completely, and I had I remember Sharky, my little doggy, and Sharky was more like a friend to me, and I was completely losing everything in my life. What happened afterwards? It didn't change anything. When I came to Australia in 2002, nothing changed. The doctor that started my treatment in Australia, in Perth, he continued the same medication because mom was sending the medication back when I was going on holidays to Mauritius, or she was coming
So
to Perth.
the medication was no good.
It was more,
Wasn't helping.
wasn't helping at all. It was more like putting me like paranoid, putting on weight, and also people were just mocking at me. Close friends, family were just saying, how can you just be so fat? But they didn't know what's happening. And these people, I mean, I know them still now. But after years, what happened? I'll say like 2014, a turning point happened to my life. I just like my doctor, I changed my doctor, changed my suburb, came to where I'm in Junelab. And where I am today, I'm surrounded by positive people. The vibration has changed. My doctor has changed. He's prescribed me new medication. And I owe him a lot for this. His whole team and also the surroundings that I'm on now. And today, I'm the happiest man in the world. That was only just like the tip. When I always wanted to do politics before I wanted to do law because I come from a family, the whole family is doing law. And I wanted to do law. What happened? I just enrolled to the speaking journey, Speakers Institute, where I shared my story in Sydney, where I shared to people, unknown people, and gained that confidence. And my proximity has changed a lot. And I went to the next level, which is called the protege, after doing the boot camp. And the transformation of today, I can share my talk to people. Like my website, recently, I was checking last night, is that it's reached 9,600 people where I shared my story. And I'd say, honestly, I'm the happiest person.
How long did it take you to get there, to get to this point of feeling happy? How long did you suffer, in other words? How long before you...
I think I suffered, I won't say when the exact, like the dancing in the class was a bipolar, the depression. I'll say I suffered my whole childhood because I was never able to share my faults.
Who you are?
Who am I today,
Yeah.
talking to you today's time. And it just has never allowed me. I was always the ugly duckling in class, and I was always being like, being the bad ones. Not the bad ones like doing violence or anything, but I was always like rejected and I was completely isolated somewhere.
Kind of like worried about what other people...
I was worried.
How they saw you?
I was never taught about these things, Sam.
Oh, okay, right.
Never taught about what people think about you. Don't worry. It's only when I did my speaking journey with the Speakers Institute in Sydney that my way of thinking has changed, and I have gained back more respect, lots of respect with unknown people that are today in my circle. And I've changed my way of eating, my fitness, everything has changed. Because I can just see, one of the things that I can see is just like this is the book that I'm writing, is be inspired by strangers. From isolation to inspiration, I was completely isolated. Despite my mom always says that you were a very good child, you were always this. But I felt that rejection. I wasn't good in sports. I was not the normal person that you can see today. But I was just like, the connection I built, it wasn't built in one day. But I owe this a lot, to them, to my parents still, but I owe them to that new surroundings, Having a positive vibes makes you a transformation.
So good diet,
Going to the gym,
exercise,
yeah.
and putting yourself in a positive environment. So are you saying that, what would you say to people who are watching this maybe right now and are living in a bad environment? What would your advice be to them?
I would say one thing that I've learned from some people: never give up. Chin up, always, like you're wearing your shirt today. And never give up. Always put yourself in the good energy. If someone is not like giving you the love that you need, just always accept, because they have a way of offering. I won't relate much about it, but it's how I see today. One of the things, the advice I can give to people, that my neighbor she gave to me once. She said to me, "Smile, Deepak." She was never wrong. Because a smile to someone, it means, it shows that energy that you have. And today that like I went to a gym, I was very much like happy, very positive. I met all the moms because I do body combat and I'm only male. Sometimes I'm yawning, but sometimes I'm not. But I'm always surrounded by this good love connection. And this has made me a character. Because it's not nothing to wear like the best shirt or the best thing. It's the best energy you can give to people is always, even your enemy, because they have to work on themselves.
Have any of your friends, like in the past, have they come back and said sorry to you that we treated you?
You'll be surprised, Sam.
Have they? Like now that
You,
have you kind of come out of your shell?
Sam, you'll be surprised. I was chatting with one of my classmates
Mm-hmm.
in Mauritius, and she said to me I was bizarre in school, and also she went through a lot, but I won't go into details on that. To answer your question, many of them, I'll say all of them coming back. I was very lucky. We went to Mauritius last December, and also I went to my old high school, and it was a beautiful connection. It was a love story, and the love story is that all my friends are coming back to me, and some of them, they have a different way of acknowledging it because they have their own private stuff to deal with, and I don't allow, and that's my energy now. I don't allow myself to be with.
So we'll just go to a break and we'll be right back. Alright, hello guys, welcome back. Deepak, can you tell us how you got through the most severe conditions of the mental illness that you had? How did you get through it?
Well, Sam, it was a very, just to start with, it was a very harsh journey, hard thing. And I think when I changed my medication in 2014 and enrolled for this course in Sydney as a speaker, and which I didn't know what I was doing, honestly.
Was that hard to find the courage to?
It was hard, as like
because you're now actually a leader.
No, I mean international speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that journey, like I said to you before, I always wanted to do law or politics or something which is relevant to talking, and I was not able to. And by 2014, when I just after 15, when I started my course in Sydney, and something that changed my life is that I share my story, what happened to me in bigger detail to an unknown crowd from Australia. And we are from different parts of Australia. I mean, I didn't know them. And shared my story about how I went for wrong medication and everything, because it's what the doctor back in Mauritius prescribed me, the wrong medication, and that I put on weight and I was put on like paranoid about anything. Do you know what I mean? So that was a very hard stepping stone, but I'll say it was a blessing. And it's a way of that when you share your story.
That hard stepping stone was a blessing, is what you said?
Yeah, it was a blessing in a way, because in a way that everyone, yourself or myself or anyone watching us today, they have a story. They have a storytelling. They have something to share to people. But sharing your story and also being helped by different coaches from different backgrounds, and also by different members of a group, but you don't know them, sharing that journey, it went through a very positive. Today, being an international speaker, I share my talk. I share my journey in a way that I'm not trying to show off, because there's a hope in life. When you bring the love to people, you bring a connection to someone. It doesn't matter what's your age, what's your background, ethnic or anything, but you have to matter one thing. Your journey is your life. It's you're always going to bring it.
So, do you believe anyone or everyone watching this, no matter how bad their situation, they can get through it, or they will get through it?
Do you know, just before answering your question, there's always a hope for everyone. Everyone, even the people are not watching us, people in this world, in this planet, there's a hope for everyone. Because there's a hope, we bleed the same way. Okay? It's not the way that we are expressing ourselves. We have the same journey. We have to be on it. Yeah.
Do you have, what advice would you give to young people? I know there's, you would know, going through this when you were young. There are young people right now that are going through some pretty serious mental illness. What hope would you give them?
I just tell them, go to physical activities, go to the gym, or go to do some outdoor activities.
What if they feel too intimidated because they're just by themselves, they don't have any friends?
I think we have to build that resilience, confidence, and also that resilience.
So being mentally strong.
Yeah, because we have to allow the mind to we can do it. Just like Nike, just do it.
So exercise,
sleep well, eat well,
and see a
good
doctor.
You see your doctor and have a good network, good environment around you, because having a good environment with you will help you not only it's going to help you to focus.
Okay, well,
thank
you,
you,
Deepak.
Thank you, Sam.
It's been very good to interview you today. Thank you, people, for watching, and I hope you all the best on your journey through this planet Earth that is a little crazy sometimes.
هر که غم خواری میهن و وطنم